I will always love being a doctor. And when Vic Pamukian and the absolutely fabulous Lauren Cassell called to congratulate me, I did confess that this evening did make me feel a little old. But Lauren immediately said, "What are you talking about? You get a chance to hear your eulogy while you're still alive." But yesterday, just yesterday, I'm walking up Lexington Avenue, feeling a little nervous, a little distracted, maybe even looking a little silly because I needed to shine my pair of patent leather shoes so they were dangling from my fingers. And as if from the heavens, a voice comes out, "Adam, I'm doing the same thing." And it was Lynn Ratner. And the emotional release was so exquisite. We hugged, I kissed him, we separated our heads for just a second, enough to say, "Lauren called me 10 times, don't go long." Yeah, she called me, and we hugged again. Thus the tale of two old men and their patent leather shoes. In those same shoes, I married the love of my life right here in the St. Regis. My wife gifted us with our 3 children who are here tonight, David, Peter, and Sarah, and my daughter-in-law, Peter's wife, Lisa. Lisa gifted us with our first granddaughter, Selena, and in perfect harmony with my obstetric care, she's due in spring with our first grandson, Luca. Regarding my career, Alan Pollack and I have been dear friends since our residency. Alan is supremely talented. Alan can play jazz renditions of the Great American Songbook on clarinet and then sit down at the piano and play Chopin. We have our little safe space where we drink, we play music, we congratulate ourselves on the good old days, and we take pot shots at the residents. But we were temporarily interrupted by my son Peter, who, when he was complaining to me about his on-call schedule, I said, "Well, back in the day, I came in on Saturday morning and I worked straight through to Monday night." And he said, "I'm sure your patients felt very safe." It took Alan and I a whole other round of drinks to recover our grandiosity. Alan and I also have a soft spot in our hearts for heroes. And when you walk through the doors of Lenox Hill, you are in the company of genius. Hugh Barber invented the modern approach to ovarian cancer. Dr. Nicholas, Stephen's father, virtually invented sports medicine. Simon Sturzer invented the whole world of cardiac catheterization. That's in the DNA of Lenox Hill Hospital. So you can imagine why I attached myself for 25 years to Dr. Barber. And now when he made me, which was only then that I was Director of Resident Education, the real Director of Resident Education is sitting right over there, so I just had to edit a little bit. It was simpler times. You had a bunch of bright residents, and you set a very high bar of professionalism and dedication. And if they faltered, you yelled at them. Here on the east side, There's the director of obstetrics and the vice chair of the department at Lenox Hill. On the west side, there's the director of obstetrics and vice chair of the department at Mount Sinai West. I yelled at both of them when they were kids, and they turned out fine. Succeeding Dr. Barber were two extraordinary chairmen, Michael Devon and Frank Chervenak. Together, they elevated the program to its status of highly desired and among the best. The residents are probably a kick brighter than us. They're able to give grand rounds. They're able to tell us to give less narcotics, to consider the patient's values when you're making decisions. But I'm still a work in progress because I have not figured out how to mold a millennial. If I even think about raising my voice, I will be whisked away to Westbury for sensitivity training. My partner, Suzanne Yale, and I trained together, and we immediately went into practice. We were right away joined by our nurse, Liz Panisi, who was a center of clinical excellence all by herself, and our receptionist, Marie Albanese, who welcomed everyone and was the voice and face of our practice. I think that we were together for 40 years, and I think that that kind of doctor's office where patients can see a familiar face over their lifetime, I think that is at the heart of American medicine. You can... This is like the State of the Union. So you can imagine how difficult it was when my partner and my nurse retired, and how lucky I was to be rescued by Lenox Hill's very own wonderful doctors, Abe Shaheen, Jennifer Wu, Melissa Duberval, and Flavia Thiel, and their remarkable nurse, Laura Shaheen. I yelled at all of them. Well, not so much my new better half, Jennifer Wu, who has always taken me every bit of my 25-year head start to keep up with her. And Laura Shaheen was head nurse at labor and delivery, and no one yelled at the head nurse in labor and delivery. When you practice obstetrics for 40 years, you see babies that you've delivered grow up and become your patients, and you begin to deliver their babies. Picture that patient in the birthing room with her spouse on one side and her mother on the other side. I've known the mother for decades, since we were both young and at the beginning of our careers. I then delivered her daughter. I remember her daughter as a toddler running around the office. I remember the daughter growing up and becoming my patient. And then in the birthing room, the daughter delivers into my hands the next generation. And that moment is for me an incredible lightness of being, a feeling we all should experience. My wife is fond of saying, hey, we've had a great run. And may I enjoy one last liberty that you've all so graciously afforded me. When I was a kid growing up in the 1950s, there was a special shine reserved for doctors. They were positively aglow. But today, we're not as well lit. So we're going to have to light it up ourselves with the inner radiance that comes from being kind, with a gentle touch, from the radiance that comes from helping our patients heal and remain healthy. the radiance born of being trusted with life itself and striving to be worthy of that trust. George and Ira Gershwin wrote and Fred Astaire sang, "The way you wear your hat, the memory of all that, no, no, they can't take that away from me." So too, the art of medicine, with its ever and undimmable brilliance, is ours forever. Thank you.
Privilege of caring for a lot of Dr. Romoff patients over the years, and it's really been my privilege to work together in terms of taking care of them. So, on behalf of the Lenox Hill Meath PAA, we do honor Dr. Adam Romoff as physician alumnus. Congratulations. Just bear with me for just one more second. First of all, I would like to thank Dr. Vicken Pamukian and Dr. Abe Shaheen, Dr. Belka, Dr. Romanello. Without them, we really could not have done this evening. And I thank you all for being here. And you know, presidents come and go.